being a best-in-class communicator, from being a great storyteller to being very charismatic and using compelling data to make your point across the board. All are very, very important. And I will teach you several tactics to be a great communicator. One of my favorite topics for sure. But as a leader of people, you need to be a great listener. Every time you are having a one-on-one with your employees, any meeting you have with them, cut distractions. Put your phone in the other room. Do not let other coworkers interrupt you. Create the right space for you to fully focus on your employee. Our people have most of the answers we need. An activity I love to do to create a nurturing culture, loyalty, and sense of belonging is giving 15 minutes to each employee per month to come to the staff meeting and talk about any topic they love. This activity makes them feel more connected to their colleagues. We learn new things and we get to know each other in a more holistic way. Simple activities like that make your employees feel heard and valued beyond their job. It makes them feel appreciated as the human being they are. Another very simple and powerful thing you can do is to use priming into your meeting subjects. What this means is make your meetings and emails subjects interesting. Instead of naming your 101s meetings subjects 101s, you can use Mike and Ruth Connect, Collab, and Align session. Or instead of naming my staff meetings, I name them Not Another Boring Corporate Meeting. Be creative and create fun, interesting meeting invites so people look forward to meet with you. Then always include the objective of the meeting. We must be clear. Why are we taking time from the other person? What's the agenda? And what do you expect from the other person? That is basic information every meeting invite should include. I simply reject any meeting that does not offer clarity on what they need from me. You are busy, your employees are busy, managers and partners are busy. Respect people's time and help them prepare to your meetings by being crystal clear on what you need from them. This is the template I use for my one-on-ones with my people. Subject, Mike and Ruth, Connect, Collab, and Align session. Objective, catch up and ensure we are both on the same page. Agenda, well-being and personal checkpoint, what's going on in your life. Goals, updates and help needed. Admin pass downs, and a special request like vacations, ideas they want to share, etc. You can personalize it as it fits your needs the best, and the frequency of those one-on-ones will depend on how critical your team's activities are, how junior they are, the business nature, and the amount of people under your care. I love to meet each team member once per week, but the larger your team, the harder this will be. So if you have very large teams, ensure you have systems in place like trackers or dashboards so you can be on top of the operation without creating tons of meetings for everyone. Now, let's jump to learn about a few tactics so you can be a great communicator. Delighting any type of audience with your speaking skills. We have two objectives. The first one is how to engage and mesmerize any audience through great speaking skills. And then we will learn how to become unforgettable through storytelling capabilities. These are the three items that we will learn today. First, we will learn the 4 techniques to be an engaging speaker. Then we will learn the 4 speaker archetypes. And finally, we will learn more about storytelling. Techniques to be an engaging speaker. The first technique is to vary the pace of the speech constantly. Accents are not an issue. Poor articulation is. When we vary the pace of our speech constantly, it allows us to increase the engagement of the audience. This constant adjustment will make people be always engaged. If you have a strong accent, like myself, focus on your pronunciation and articulating clearly. When we vary the pace of our speech constantly, people it's so much more focused in your message. When we slow down on our message, we ensure that people is really paying attention. So we want to use this technique of slowing down when we are approaching to the most important part of the message. When we have a notorious accent, we should speak slower. Speaking slowly allows us to pronounce and articulate clearly so our audience understand our message. The second technique is volume. Volume is the lifeblood of your voice. And I need you to prepare yourself because the exploration of your voice will make you feel strange at the beginning, but it will change your impact as a speaker. When we raise the volume, it levels up everything else. It is like the salt on a dish. Varying your volume is a very powerful tool to keep your audience engaged and therefore ensure they receive the message you want to communicate. From loud to highlight a point to whispering to create intrigue and mystery. When we start increasing our volume, we may feel loud and uncomfortable, but we are perceived as more confident and inspiring. The more volume we use, the more confident, passionate, and credible we will seem. Authority, vitality, and confidence are dramatically increased when we speak at a higher volume. You, as a speaker, come to life through volume, and your speech can be turned deeply inspiring if you dial up your volume. Do not be afraid to be loud, focus on delivering a powerful message. The third technique is melody and tonality. Melody and tonality will help us bring emotion into our speeches. Our facial expressions are the gateway for us to transmit those feelings into our voice. Everything is connected. Our bodies, our expressions, and our voices. Sharing your emotions and expressiveness through your gestures allows your tonality impregnates your words with the feelings you are experiencing. If something has a real meaning to me, I want to ensure I am expressing that emotion in my melody and tonality to transport my audience on my own experience. When we do not allow our feelings to travel into our voice, we are robbing our audience of accompanying us into the journey and message we want to share with them. Adding those emotions that will help us create a melody and different tonalities across our message, it will make the storytelling so much richer, entertaining, engaging, and inspiring, or even emotive for others. The fourth and final archetype is pause. Pausing gives your audience the chance to process what you just said. We are so used to fill the silence with filler words like but it just robs your credibility. That's why it's so important for us to get comfortable with pauses and silence. Embracing silence makes us look more confident as well, more in control of our own presence. And it has multiple benefits too. When we pause more often, it allows us to breathe and keep the variety in our vocal archetypes. Same as volume and melody and tonality, it will help us be a more dynamic and engaging speaker. When we pause, people pays attention. What happened? Why she's pausing? So it's a great way, it's a great tool to make sure that everyone is paying attention now. Speaker archetypes. We have 4 speaker archetypes. I'm gonna teach them all so you can master them. The first one is friend. Use it to generate a connection, to engage with people. Volume varies depending on the excitement to see other person. Hi Kyle, how are you? I'm so happy to see you. So we raise the volume. We tend to be loud with our friends. Then we have educator like Jordan Peterson. We use to explain the what, the content itself. Not that high of a volume is 5 out of 10, and I will show you an example in the next slide. Then we have motivator, like Tony Robbins. We use it to explain why something is important, so people pay attention. It's a high volume, 8 out of 10, and it has tons of energy and passion. And finally, we have coach, to share the how. When guiding or instructing, we use it to explain next steps, to make sure that people is being accountable, how to apply this content. It's a 7 out of 10 of volume, and we typically use it to make people aware of a problem that we need them to resolve. We need them to be accountable. So let's review the 4 archetypes in action so you have a better idea. First, we have friend. We typically use it at the beginning of the meeting, smiling and saying hi. Glad to see you all here. Then we have motivator, when we're explaining the objective, why we're all here meeting today. I set up this meeting to teach you how to communicate like a professional. It's going to do wonders for your career, I promise you. Then we have educator, when we explain the content. We have 4 different archetypes: friend, motivator, coach, and educator. Then we have the coach. In here, we're going to explain the importance and how. I need you to have clarity on the 4 archetypes and start practicing them. It will benefit your career tremendously. And then we end the meetings with friends to say bye, connect, and send good vibes to the people. Any questions? Thank you very much for joining us today. Then we have social fear. How do we react? Social fears is the fear about not pleasing people or not fitting in. The social embarrassment in front of others. Even worse when it's someone we want to impress. There are many root causes of social fear. Some of them are being judged, not being liked, not meeting anyone we like, being rejected, being left out, being misunderstood, being perceived as boring, saying something funny and nobody laughing, being weird, being out of control, being forgotten, being different, being criticized, being laughed at. And we have different reactions to social fear. And that's what I want you to learn about yourself and others so you be a better leader, managing your own reactions and others. These reactions are usually invisible unless we self-reflect. When we feel social fear, we tend to be either people pleasers, bossy, defensive, awkward, boring, critical, dramatic. We may be needy, narcissist, or go into denial. And if you're ready to take your leadership to the next level, I would love to help you out. Check the link below to learn about my leadership program designed to unleash your maximum potential as a leader without burning out. 4 main categories and reactions. This is from the book Cultivating from Vanessa Van Edwards. We have these 4 categories: downers, show-offs, passives, and tanks. Then we have the description, why it makes this particular category difficult or not, and the potential reaction that we have. I want you to self-assess so you know what's your typical reaction and what's your social fear. By knowing yourself, you will be able to find the tools within to react accordingly and try to mitigate all those social fears that are so common and natural in us humans. So when we are a downer, we tend to be very negative and always complaining, extremely pessimist. We are very hard to please when we are in this state. And the typical reaction and social fear is that we're having fear of being rejected. So we reject everyone else and everything first. Then we have show-ups. This is when people love to drag and act like they are better than everyone else and they know it all. The difficulty is that they are very narcissistic to deal with. And the reaction, what's happening behind the scenes, is they are feeling a fear of being unforgotten or undervalued, and they need to prove themselves to others. Then we have passives. They may be very quiet and does not contribute when they are feeling this social fear. They never ask questions. The difficulty is that they tend to be invisible when they are feeling this social fear and they are not contributing. They are feeling a fear of being criticized, so they do not participate so anyone judge them. And finally, we have tanks. This is when we're explosive, bossy, or dramatic, or overly emotional. The difficulty is that, well, we're being dramatic and overreactive. So what's happening for them behind the scenes is they are feeling a fear of not having control or being forgotten, so they seek attention. So key takeaways: when we control our emotions, we are better at influencing and communicating. Emotions are very complex, so we may react logically or emotionally. But by knowing ourselves, we can choose how to react. And by knowing our people, we can guide them and understand why they are behaving the way they are behaving as well. So we can show more empathy and try to pull them out from that state, make them feel secure. Being aware of the chemical reaction that is going on inside us allow us to regain control after a lot of practice. And there is a very cool trick about like a yin and yang philosophy about emotions. If a person is acting overly emotional, the other tries to calm her down always. So a hack is that if we have someone that is very upset, we empathize and we say, yes, this is unbelievable. I do not understand how could they make this to you. And we get to be very explosive and angry with them. So they calm down and they say, no, it's not a big deal. Let's find a solution. So it's a good trick as well to overly empathize with others, so they calm down on their own. Dealing with difficult people, listen, understand, and validate. Do not jump into solutions until the other person is ready. This is so important. We as leaders tend to look a solution for everything, and sometimes we just need to listen. So let's read this example together of dealing with people going through difficult emotions. The context is your employee is suffering with mental health issues, and it's hard for you to relate with this because maybe you have never experienced mental health issues yourself. So they come in and they tell you, this is the first time that I'm telling this to a boss, but I have been feeling really down. Oh no, I'm so sorry. What's happening with you? I don't know. I'm feeling very depressed. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to go out of bed. When we have never experienced mental health issues, we jump like, are you exercising? Are you eating well? And then the employee says, you don't understand. I don't have energy or motivation to even go outside and work out. So we don't know what to do, and we say, should I remove you some workload? How can I help you? And the employee feels this person is not understanding me. In this type of situations of mental health issues, which are very delicate, the employee is reaching you for support and understanding, not advice about how to fix the issue. And we are not therapists, we're just leaders and managers. So you should not remove workload from people without a doctor justification. Why? Because it would be unfair to your other employees, and you're not a mental health expert. You cannot just give them a recipe to feel better. Now let's review the same example, but with a deep understanding of social fear and emotions. So it's the same. Employee comes in and tells you, I have never told this to anyone before, but I'm feeling really down. I don't know. I feel depressed. Now your reaction was gonna be different because you understand more about social fear and emotions, and you say, oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that. Did you know that the company offers several resources to support mental health, like a company therapist, company doctor? There are many resources that they offer us for us to ensure that we're taking care of our mental health. So the employee comes and tells you, oh no, I was not aware of them. Have you tried them? No, but all of that info is in this website. We also have a company doctor that can refer you with the right specialist. And then your employee says, okay, awesome, I will try that. And then you can say, if you and your health expert realize you need a break or workload reduction, ask him or her to give you the medical direction so I can support you while you heal. In the meantime, you can make use of your time off when you need to. Health go first. In this other scenario, you empathize and share the resources the company offered. As a leader who is not a health expert, you should not offer mental health advice. Just listen to them and offer the options the company has for them to use. Now let's learn a little bit about body language to build rapport. We all love being heard and listened. Use these cues to demonstrate you're listening and that you care. The first one is nodding. Try a slow triple nod when you want someone to open up instead of yes, because I want to go next and tell you what I think. No, slowly processing what they are telling you. When you want to show interest or to deliver bad news or show empathy, you want to use this eyebrow raise when you hear something interesting and you want to show them that, oh, this is very interesting. When you want to emphasize something or meet someone warmly, hi, smiling. A smile when you mean it. There is something that it's called the chin smile. It should be visible in your eyes, like some wrinkles. That's like a very genuine smile. We smile to the top, like really wide smiles. Honest and authentic smiles. Then we have touch. High fives and handshakes produce oxytocin. This will sound crazy, but studies shown that teams where people give more high fives and handshakes and they have like this palm in the back have more promotions, more raises, better tips, and games won. It's crazy, but it's true. And then we have mirroring. This is when we mimic the other person's positive gestures so they feel really comfortable and that we are like them. We don't want to overdo it, but we can do with small gestures so they feel like, she's like me. Now let's learn 5 powerful gestures by Regina Satir. These are called the 5 Satir categories. Our body is connected with our voice and our voice is with our body. So avoid staying stuck with one gesture. I will show them all. First, we have this one, facing palms up. When we start a speech or join a meeting, it's very inviting, it's not threatening, no weapons, empty hands, look at me. Hi, how are you? Then we have the opposite, palms facing down. This is very authoritative to give instructions, guide in a very serious vibe, like when you talk with your little ones. Please pick up your toys. The simple gesture of using my palms facing down, it will make something in my voice and my body that I will sound different. If I do this, please pick up your toys versus please pick up your toys. I don't know, it's something happening in your whole chemistry, voice and body connection. Then we have pointing fingers. This is to highlight a point, transmit accountability or importance. Then we have hands on chin and torso to show you're paying attention and listening. I am processing what you are saying to me. Yeah, okay. Then one clap plus a phrase. This snaps people to bring focus back. If you must do it constantly, it means that you must improve your communication skills, but this is a good tool for you to make sure that everyone is paying attention back to you. Maybe you ask the audience to do a particular exercise, okay? Let's go back, or you're realizing that they are not paying attention. So you could use this gesture like clapping and saying something because you may want to redirect the conversation to somewhere else. And if you're ready to take your leadership to the next level, I would love to help you out. Check the link below to learn about my leadership program designed to unleash your maximum potential as a leader without burning out. Storytelling. Let's learn about storytelling. Instead of showing you the tactics, I will show you an example first. I met my husband using Tinder more than 5 years ago. We seem to have the same interests: nature, beach, fitness, so I swiped right. And we started to talk and arrange a date shortly. We went for a poke, a Hawaiian dish with rice and raw fish at a nice trending food market. It was a weekday, so the place was empty and quiet. I saw him very well dressed. I mean, casual, but nice. I still remember his smell, like very fresh and masculine. Well, he talked all the date about his career journey, his ups and downs, and about his aspirations. I started my career when I was young at... He monopolized the conversation, so I thought, okay, he should be definitely not interested in me. So we ate and went for a walk. I wanted to make sure that I was right and that he did not like me because he was very handsome, so I tried to get closer to kiss him. Very politely and discreet, he stepped away when he noticed my intentions. So I thought, yes, for sure, he's not interested, and obviously I was super embarrassed. So we talked a little bit more and I grabbed the conversation. I should leave already, I said. So we head together to the parking lot where both our cars were parked, and before we part ways, he took my arm softly, pulled me towards him, and kissed me. I felt goosebumps across my whole body. It was like magic, a connection. I felt everything in my body: butterflies, elephants, rainbows. I looked at him mesmerized. I never expected that level of connection through a kiss. Neither imagined he liked me due to his behavior. I tell you this story because after we started dating and discussed more about our first date, he told me that I gave him so many cues when he was talking that made him believe I wanted to know more. I was just being polite, but I know how to make someone feel comfortable and heard, so I gave him my full attention, and he thought I was crazy interested in what he was telling me. I wouldn't have dated him again if he wouldn't have kissed me because I thought there was no spark. And he was clever enough to detect and read my cues properly at the end of the date to pivot. So let's review the storytelling formula. When people remember your story and message, they remember you and they feel connected to you. We remember stories more than facts and data. We have 3 main components. The first one is context. The what, a date, where, it was a hip market, a restaurant, who, me and my husband, when, 5 years ago. Then a vivid description. I told you it was this trendy market. It was a weekday. The sounds, it was very quiet because it was a weekday. The feeling and the emotions, I was feeling embarrassed, excited, a lot of emotions. I even told you the scent of my husband. It was very masculine and blah, blah, blah. Do you remember? And then we have bring characters to life through body language, voice mimicking, space using when I was being my husband versus when I was being me, the voice of my husband versus my voice. And finally, You complete the story by saying, the reason I am telling you this is because, and you create your own conclusion. The top mistakes that we make when we are storytelling is that it's either too short or too long. Too short, not enough details. People do not process how you arrive at your conclusion because you just very quickly tell the story without any details. Or too long, people get bored and they lose focus. So you have to aim between 2 to 3 minutes to vision and goal setting, transforming from a leader who reacts to challenges to one who anticipates and shapes the future. We have 3 objectives. The first one is discovering the power of vision. I want you to learn how a compelling vision can motivate and guide you and your team through uncertainty and change. The second objective is to master the art of goal setting. I want you to unlock the ability to set and achieve goals that inspire action and lead to real results. And finally, we're going to learn how to harmonize your aspirations. Align your personal ambitions with your organization's objectives to create a synergy that amplifies success. Why is all this important? A clear vision differentiates a proactive leader from a reactive one. Goals translate vision into actionable steps, ensuring continuous progress. And then, alignment of personal and organizational objectives ensures that your career growth and company success are interconnected. Imagine leading a team that not only reaches targets, but sets new benchmarks for the entire industry. Envision a career trajectory that others look up to, full of achievements that resonate with your deepest values. By creating this type of vision, you will feel a lot of empowerment, not only for you, but as well for your people. Well-defined vision and carefully crafted goals allows you to feel truly empowered. The agenda for vision and goal setting module. The first one, crafting a compelling vision statement. Then, setting achievable, impactful goals. Third, commitment and accountability. And lastly, leveraging organizational objectives for personal goals. Crafting a compelling vision statement. Crafting a compelling vision statement. A compelling vision statement is the heart of any successful leadership strategy. It acts as a guiding star for decision making. It inspires teams and provides a clear focus for the future. A well-crafted vision statement helps align the efforts of individuals and teams towards a common goal and embodies the aspirations and values of both the leader and the organization. Case study example for Tesla. Vision statement. Now let's read a case study example from Tesla. Their vision statement: to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. The analysis. This vision statement is powerful because it extends beyond the company's immediate product, electric cars, to a larger aspirational goal, sustainable energy. It is ambitious, it is motivating, and it aligns with broader societal values. Under Elon Musk's leadership, the vision has guided Tesla in its product's development, marketing, and expansion strategies. It has rallied employees, investors, and customers around a shared goal that feels both vital and attainable. Your team should have a micro vision that helps you and your team deliver in your area, connected with the company's macro vision. That's why it's so important to create your own vision for your team, despite you work for a bigger organization. Let's review my case study. Mike is a finance operations manager at a leading supply chain organization. He faced with declining team morale, a stagnating productivity, and a high turnover rate. So, what he did is that he created a new vision. Mike had to redefine his team's vision. He wanted the vision and the team to be more focused on innovation, integrity, and great business acumen, setting new standards for their team. So he had to align with everyone. Mike introduced this vision during a critical team meeting using storytelling to paint a vivid picture of what the future could look like. He linked the vision to each team member's role, showing how their daily work supports this aspirational future. Then, he aligned his new vision with strategic initiatives. He wanted his financial team to offer the data, insights, and recommendations for the company to win while injecting that passion to his team. The results? 10% decrease in turnover thanks to giving the team a strong purpose. 8% profit growth thanks to finance team's recommendations, and promotions for Mike and team members. Let's review the vision statement framework. Let's start with reflect on core values and aspirations. Identify what matters most to you as a leader and what your organization stands for. Consider the legacy you want to leave and the impact you wish to have on the world. Then identify the broader impact. Think beyond the immediate products or services your organization offers. What will your print be beyond profits and capitalism? Be clear and concise. It should convey a clear picture of the desired future. Make it inspiring. The statement should be something that inspire you and your team. In harmony with long-term goals, it should guide you strategic planning and daily decision making. Make sure that you communicate your vision statement. Make it a part of regular discussions, strategy meetings, trainings, team touchpoints, and corporate communications. And then lead by example. Your commitment to the vision will inspire others to follow it. Let's review some vision statement examples from a few clients. A finance treasury manager created this vision statement for his team to revolutionize the future of corporate finance by pioneering cutting-edge treasury strategies that maximize efficiency, reduce risk, and drive sustainable growth. Then, a cybersecurity leader created this for her team to create the safest digital environment in the industry by leading with innovative cybersecurity solutions, fostering a culture of continuous learning and resilience against evolving threats. And finally, an operations manager in tech created the next one to be at the forefront of technological advancements by streamlining operations for peak efficiency, fostering a culture of innovation, and setting new standards for operational excellence in the tech sector. Setting achievable, impactful goals starts with commitment and accountability. Clear, measurable goals are the foundation of any high-performing team. You want to offer direction. Clear goals foster a culture of clarity, focus, and drive within your team. Then, it allows you to have a coordinated effort, divide and conquer responsibilities and solutions based on the strengths of your team. And finally, it allows you to conquer targets faster. Well-coordinated teams are more productive, efficient, and offer a higher ROI. As a leader, you must set measurable goals to achieve the vision that will position your team into the next level of excellence. SMART goals guidelines: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-specific. SMART goals are designed to provide a clear, structured, and effective way of setting and achieving objectives. By being specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, goals become tools for guiding and measuring success. This is one of the many goals techniques that you could use in your team. Then we have OKRs, which is the one that we use at my company. OKRs are objectives, key results. OKRs are a great tool for you to track weekly progress, to review status, to review if there is any help needed that you should be giving to your employees, and you can set new OKRs every quarter. Andy Grove was the creator of OKRs, of Objective Key Results. Intel CEO for 11 years. He was Intel CEO when Intel was one of the most valuable, if not the most valuable company in the United States. Then we have the book Measure What Matters. OKRs, the simple idea that drives 10x growth by John Doerr. John Doerr was Andy Grove's pupil. He worked at Intel for several years. John Doerr has a $12.7 billion net worth thanks to scaling tech startups he invests in. He teaches them how to use the OKRs that he learned at Intel. Between 1974 and 1980, he worked at Intel in engineering, marketing, management, and sales. The OKRs benefits: doing the right thing versus being busy all the time. You want to be focused on the right thing, not being just busy because you're busy. Ambitious goals with a clear focus on execution. The OKRs have these 5 principles: exceptional focus, great alignment and clarity, and transparency across the company. OKRs should be a public commitment, like a social contract. It's something that everyone in the company should be able to see. What are your OKRs? This gives a lot of responsibility, accountability, and reciprocity to the people who states that they are gonna deliver that particular goal. You have to document the progress and track every step of the way. It allows you to have a risk-taking culture and dream big, because part of the OKRs cultures is as well to have aspirational goals. So we have 2 different types of OKRs: You want to target higher and reach outstanding results. You can have 3 to 5 OKRs per quarter. And we have committed and aspirational. Committed OKRs, and what John Doerr's recommend is to have 50% and 50%, but typically established corporate America companies have 80% committed and 20% aspirational. It depends on what's the stage of your company. Committed OKRs are these type of objectives that are to meet the job description, and these must be met at 100%. This is to keep the business running healthy. You want to make sure that they are very clear and that everyone knows what is expected from them. Then we have aspirational. These OKRs allows you to stretch. These type of OKRs are meant to be bold, innovative, and fearless. And typically, only 60% of them can be accomplished due to how bold they are. What I love about OKRs is that they are public, they are meant to be interconnected across the whole organization. It allows you to have a lot of clarity and transparency. So let's see this example. Let's say that you are the head coach of an American football team. Your objective will be to win the Super Bowl, and you're going to have 3 key measurable results related to that. Let's say passing attack the masses, 300 yards per game. Then you have defense allows fewer than 15 points per game. And then special teams unit ranks top 3 in the return coverage. So those are going to be your measurable results, but you're going to have 3 coaches under you: the offensive coach, the defensive coach, and the special terms coach. And each of them will take one of your key results and they will have their own key results to make that key result happen. So one of the first key results that the head coach had was passing attack masses 300 yards per game. This is a key result for the head coach, but for the offensive coach, it will be an objective to generate 300 yards per game passing attack, and he will have measurable key results to get there. And each of his players will have different objectives and key results to make that a reality. So everything is working towards the same goal, but the level of detail will be different depending on the level of the hierarchy that you are at. Let's review some examples of objectives and key results. Let's say that this is a commitment example of a committed objective. Streamline treasury operations to improve efficiency and accuracy, ensuring business continuity and compliance. You're going to have different measurable key results to make sure that that objective is met. The first one could be reduce report processing time by 25% by the end of Q2 through automation tools and process optimization. Another example of a key result, achieve 100% of accuracy in regulatory compliance reporting for all quarters of the year. You're gonna see that each of these key results are gonna have a measurable component. It has to be very straightforward for you to know if you meet it or if you miss it. The objective should respond to the question, what am I working towards? And the key results, how do I know I achieved my outcome? Measurable results plus time frame to accomplish, to give crystal clear clarity to your people. An example of an aspirational one would be cultivate a culture of innovation and collaboration within the team to position our department as a leader in cutting-edge treasury solutions. You're going to have key results for that. Implement 2 new innovative treasury solutions derived from team brainstorming sessions by key 3. Secure recognition or an award for innovation in the finance sector by the end of the year. These are more aspirational and allows you to put the bar higher for yourself and your team. Many companies use OKRs as a way to measure the development of their employees or the objectives. If you don't use OKRs, let's say that you use MBOs or SMART goals, whatever you use, they are commonly used as tools to evaluate the performance of your people. However, there are a few companies that do things differently, and I think it is an interesting thing to consider as well. Some recommendations from these companies are that OKRs are a tool for clarity and alignment to pursue both things, not a weapon to control people, nor to take away a bonus or promotion. It must be an holistic approach to improving retention, loyalty, and sustainable results. Other companies recommend to keep one OKR for health and well-being. To give you an example, let's say that I want to learn martial arts this quarter or complete my MBA, whatever it is. Or some teams have the culture that allows that type of connection between using goals to involve your personal side as well. So if you are a leader that like to merge those things, that could be an option for you and your team. Now that you know more about the importance of setting goals for clarity and alignment and make sure that you're moving things forward, it's very important not just to set goals, but to actually meet them. And to do that, you need to track the progress. So let's learn about the foundations for progress. Beyond setting fancy goals, you need to have a regular check-ins. Weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever it is, but you want to schedule the time for the team or create a tracker for them to update you so you be on top of what's happening. There are different tracking techniques. Use dashboards or progress reports to receive status updates. You want to adjust goals as well. Things may happen and some goals may need to be deprioritized or the dates can be pushed or even, they could be delivered earlier. You want to make sure that you're celebrating milestones, appreciate the ongoing effort, the habits of moving things forward, and report out the progress. You want to make sure that you're celebrating milestones with your people. You want to appreciate the ongoing effort from your team members and the different partners, and this will help you to create the habit of moving things forward. You want to make sure that you're reporting out the progress to your senior leaders, but as well create a culture for your team to bring that progress themselves. The status is very important. You should be able to provide updates to your leader and your team should provide updates to you. Your role is to guide, support, and strategize. You could have different type of status: on track, at risk, off track, completed, deferred, cancelled, whatever it is. But it's important for you to create the right infrastructure and system for them to have the constant habit to update you on the progress of the goals that they are moving for you. Leveraging organizational objectives for personal goals. A leader can leverage organizational goals with their own goals ethically. This alignment process involves reflection, communication, and negotiation to make sure personal aspirations serve the broader organization purpose. To do so, we must understand the organizational objectives. A leader must fully grasp the long-term vision and short-term objectives of the organization. And we must reflect on personal goals. Consider how personal professional goals can contribute to the organizational success, like career advancement, skill development, and personal values. Then identify common ground. Look for areas where personal aspirations and organizational needs overlap. Then communicate and negotiate. Engage with other leaders and stakeholders to discuss how your personal goals can support the organizational objectives. Or the other way around, if you know that one of your employees have a particular personal goal and you see a way that the company can win and they can win as well, you should be able to help them bridge that gap. Develop a joint plan. Create a plan that articulates how personal goals will help achieve organizational objectives, detailing specific actions and expected outcomes. Then implement and review. Take action on the plan and regularly review progress, making adjustments as necessary to stay aligned with any change in organizational direction. Let's review this case study from Emma Gonzalez. She is the CTO of a mid-level tech company. The organization's goal is to become a leader in sustainable technology solutions over the next 5 years. Emma's personal goal is to become an industry-recognized leader in green tech innovation. So Emma did a few steps to be able to find this mutual benefit. Emma loved her company's vision to drive sustainable technology solutions. So she had the goal to be recognized as a leader in green tech. Emma communicated her aspirations to the CEO and proposed a plan where she will lead a new research and development department focused on sustainable products, which would contribute to the organization's vision while building her reputation in the industry. Both that company and Emma build their brand towards a common goal. And if you're ready to take your leadership to the next level, I would love to help you out. Check the link below to learn about my leadership program designed to unleash your maximum potential as a leader without burning out. Cultivating innovation. We have 3 objectives: to foster an environment where creativity and innovation are part of the team's DNA, to nurture innovative thinking embedded in systems that support and sustain innovation, and create a culture where calculated risk, risk-taking is rewarded. This is the agenda. Fostering a culture of creativity, encouraging calculated risk-taking, systems for sustaining innovation, and recognizing and rewarding innovation. This is very important because it allows us to stay ahead at competitive markets. It allows you to unlock your team potential, and it allows you to drive growth and success. Innovation is the engine of growth and success. Learning how to cultivate and harness it will lead to breakthroughs, efficiency improvements, and ultimately the long-term success of your team and organization. Fostering a culture of creativity. Let's review this case study. Amazon's innovative culture. Key aspects of Amazon's innovative culture: customer obsession, willingness to fail, long-term thinking, encouraging decision-making at lower levels of the organization, fostering a sense of ownership and empowerment among employees. So let's review tangible results of Amazon's innovation. Amazon Web Services, AWS, and Amazon Prime. And then some other innovation failures: Amazon Fire Phone and Amazon Restaurants. Amazon innovative culture combines a customer-centric focus, acceptance of failure, and long-term vision. In order for you to win, sometimes you have to fail, or many times you will fail until you win. This approach has led to significant breakthroughs, viewing risk and failures as essential learning opportunities for continued growth and innovation. Building a creative work environment. Characteristics of a creative work environment: a culture of trust, open communication, autonomy, diverse perspectives, and a safe space for expressing ideas. Strategies and implementation. Ask your team their take on key challenges you are facing. Ask them to ideate solutions with you. Ensure a workspace that encourages risk-taking without fear of negative repercussions. Fostering a culture of experimentation. Encourage testing and exploration in projects and solution ideation. Encourage fast action with inexpensive failures to refine the learning. Encouraging calculated risk-taking. Balancing risk and innovation. Evaluating risk and rewards. Tools like cost-benefit analysis and scenario planning can be incredibly useful here. They allow us to weigh the potential benefits against the risk and make more informed decisions. Creating a safe environment for risk-taking. Fostering an environment where failure is not seen as a catastrophe, but as a stepping stone to success. It's about ensuring that our teams feel supported and trusted to try new things, even if they don't always work out. Calculated risks. They involve making informed decisions with a clear understanding of potential outcomes, both positive and negative. The key difference from reckless risks is the element of thoughtful analysis and planning. Learning from failures. Conducting postmodern analysis helps us understand what went wrong and how we can improve in the future. Case studies on successful risk-taking. Apple. Their development of the iPhone was a gamble that redefined the entire tech industry. SpaceX embarked on a mission many deemed impossible: reusable rockets. Innovation often comes from stepping into the unknown. Innovation requires us to step out of our comfort zones and take risks. But these aren't just any risk. They are calculated, well considered, and backed by a clear vision and strategy. I challenge you to create an environment where taking calculated risks is the norm, where failure is not frowned upon, but seen as a valuable part of the journey to success. Netflix as well is another good example. Pivot from DVD rentals to streaming was a risky move that paid off exponentially. Systems for sustaining innovation. Can innovation be a structure? Creating a framework for innovation. Innovation thrives in environments that are structured to support it. This structure involves establishing processes that encourage idea generation, evaluation, and implementation. A few of the options that I have for you is that you can set 20% of the goals to be aspirational, innovative, regular brainstorm sessions to generate fresh ideas, channels where anyone can submit ideas to innovate. Share good and bad stories of ideas implemented to learn from each other. Recognizing and rewarding innovation. Developing reward systems. Type of rewards. Monetary incentives, public recognition, career advancement opportunities, and resources for further project development are all effective ways to reward innovation. Tailor incentives. It's important to understand what motivates your team. Some may value public recognition, while others might appreciate time and resources to develop their ideas further. Criteria for reward. Set clear criteria for what constitutes an innovative contribution and have a transparent process. Ensure that the process for awarding these incentives is transparent and fair. Criteria for rewards examples. Define a scale with other managers too. Impact on business. Does it improve efficiency, reduce cost, increase revenue, or enhance customer satisfaction? Originality and creativity. Is it a significant improvement over existing methods or practices? Implementation feasibility. Does it align with the company's strategic direction? Scalability and sustainability. Is it sustainable for the long term? Does the innovation open avenues for future development or set the stage for additional improvements or innovations? Problem-solving effectiveness. How effectively does the innovation address a specific problem or challenge within the organization or for the customers? Team collaboration and involvement. Did the innovation process foster collaboration among team members or departments? User or customer feedback. Does it meet or exceed customer expectations or needs? Learning and knowledge advancement. Did it involve overcoming significant technical or conceptual challenges? Let's see this last example. Pixar creates an environment where employees feel safe to take risks and where their creative input is valued. Pixar's culture acknowledges that failure is a necessary part of innovation. They invest in professional development. They have Pixar University, where they offer courses to employees on various subjects, not limited to animation or filmmaking, fostering continuous learning and skill development. And then they have open communication. The company maintains an open door policy, encouraging communication and flow of ideas at all levels. The company expects you to ensure your team meets the goals assigned. If your team fails, you fail. If your team wins, you win. So let's deep dive into setting goals. Goals are foundational to give your teams direction. Every company has its preferred method, from MBOs to SMART goals to OKRs. It does not matter what method you use. The important piece is to have 3 to 5 goals per quarter per person. Track the progress weekly and document with your employee in a written format what will be the result if they meet the goal versus how will the result be if they exceed the goal. For example, let's say that the goal that I assigned to you as my employee is to load data to run new cash flow model. If you meet the goal, you will enter historicals for the last 2 years. If you exceed the goal, you will enter data for the last 4 years. To make sure all this makes sense, it's very important that you accompany all these goals with key performance indicators and ensure you're delivering the maximum amount of value by measuring, weekly, daily, hourly, whatever suits your business depending on the metric, the stats that help you deliver high quality results and raise the bar every time. Some metrics examples to give you some context in here will be, let's say that you work in sales, in revenue, or in marketing, and you have to track customer acquisition costs or customer retention rates or average deal size. Let's say that you are in marketing and you have to measure return on marketing investment or conversion rates, websites, traffics. Let's say that you work in customer service and you need to measure, customer satisfaction score, CSATs, or net promotion scores for response time, resolution times in IT, whatever it's applicable for your particular department. In operations, they typically measure quality defects rate or inventory turnover or, cost reduction. In human resources, employee turnover rate or time to hire, engagement rates from employees, diversity and inclusion metrics. All of those things are going to be critical. As a manager, you should have a dashboard that shows you the results of these key performance indicators. And of course, depending on your industry of your team, these metrics will vary, but nevertheless, you should always have metrics. This will be the data showing you how good things are going with your particular team. From those insights, you can create plans to improve them. You can issue recommendations to other teams or to your leaders to work together and improve those metrics, or you can just take action and improve them with your team if you only need your team to improve them. You must understand how your team contributes to profit or to revenue and raise the bar all the time continuously. So you create a team smarter than you that will help your company win big and therefore yourself. Data-driven decision making. We have 3 objectives. We're going to learn to identify and measure the key performance indicators that are pivotal for the health and progress of your team and projects, enhancing your ability to lead effectively. Then we're going to gain insights through real-life case studies on how data-driven decisions can lead to successful outcomes, preparing you to apply similar strategies within your own leadership role. And finally, we will develop strategies to build and nurture a data-centric team culture, promoting analytical thinking and enabling team members to embrace and utilize data in daily operations. Why is all this important? Data-driven decision-making is the cornerstone of exceptional leadership. It's about making strategic choices that are informed by solid evidence, not just gut feelings. This approach enables leaders to act with precision, stay ahead of trends, and drive their teams toward innovative solutions and growth. In this module, you learn not just to understand data, but to use it as a powerful tool for leading your team to success. Our agenda for this lesson is embracing data-driven leadership, pure data decisions versus intuition and data decisions. Then we're going to learn how to master key performance indicators by identifying and leveraging on essential key performance indicators for effective leadership. We're going to learn about real-world applications, case studies, analyzing success stories where data-driven decision led to significant outcomes. Then we're going to learn about strategies for building a data-centric team, techniques to enhance data literacy and analytical thinking within your team. And finally, we're going to learn how to implement data-driven decisions, the framework for applying data insight to leadership challenges, developing an action plan for data-driven transformation in your team, embracing data-driven leadership, emphasizing data-driven insights in leadership decision-making, taking decisions with data. The first thing is that we have to identify key metrics. Identify which data points are crucial for the decisions we must take. Then we're going to have data collections, gather data points and key performance indicator for analysis and understanding. Then we're going to create our hypotheses or conclusions based on that data. Analyze, identify, and study the results, trends, and information collected. After that, consider different scenarios. Collect more data based on different hypotheses or possibilities observed or projected. Take the decision and execute and systematize. If this type of decisions or monitoring is frequently needed, make sure that you are systematizing or automating data gathering and dashboard creation and visualization for faster decision making and monitoring. We want to integrate intuition and data decision making. Data informs but doesn't capture all nuances. Intuition fills this gap, especially when data is scarce. Intuition starts the hypothesis, which data then validates, while data checks intuitive biases. Ensuring decisions are balanced, quick decisions may lean on intuition, but should be followed by data review. Continual learning sharpens both intuition and data application. The most effective form of decision making often involves a blend between intuition and data. Intuition leverages a leader's experience and expertise, while data provides objective, quantifiable insights. When should we lean on pure data, and when should we use a hybrid approach? Pure data decision. When you are making financial investments, asset allocation, risk assessment, budget allocations decisions, performance metrics, supply chain management, compliance and risk management decisions and analysis. Key indicators for pure data use: clear quantitative metrics that are available, high risk financial stakes, historical data predicts future performance. A hybrid approach decision is for very different topics like hiring and team building, innovation and research and development, crisis management, brand and marketing strategies, leadership development. Key indicators for hybrid approach are human factors or soft skills or people skills when quantitative data doesn't provide a complete picture. Mastering key performance indicators. Framework for defining and measuring key performance indicators. Key performance indicators are a vital tool for teams to gauge efficiency, effectiveness, and progress towards their goals. The first step is to identify strategic objectives. Start with your team's strategic objectives. What are your key goals for the quarter or the year? Key performance indicators should directly support these objectives. Second, determine relevant key performance indicators. For each strategic objective, identify key performance indicators that can measure success. Consider industry standards and tailor them to your specific context. Third, set targets. Establish clear, achievable targets for each KPI. Ensure they are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-specific. Fourth, choose measurement frequency. Determine how often you measure each key performance indicator. This could be daily, weekly, monthly, or quarterly, depending on the KPI's nature and the team's agility. 5. Select tracking systems. Decide on the tools and systems for tracking these key performance indicators. This could range from simple spreadsheets to sophisticated data analytics platforms. Then, implement and monitor. Put systems in place to collect data consistently and assign team members to monitor these results and report out on them at a determined frequency. Finally, review and adapt accordingly. I have worked with different leaders and I have helped them create different key performance indicators for their teams, but in reality, you are the expert of your team. You're the one who understands why you were hired, what are the goals of your team, and what should be these key performance indicators you should be measuring. To give you an example, if you're a treasury cash management leader, some of your key metrics could be daily cash positioning, what's your beginning and ending cash balance, your cash flow forecast accuracy, other liquidity ratios, cost of capital, and foreign exchange exposure. If you're an FP&A leader, you could be measuring things like budget variance and operating margin. If you're a sales manager, you could be measuring things like sales growth, conversion rate, average deal size. If you're a product engineering manager, time to market, product development costs, quality yield. Or if you're a cybersecurity manager, you could be measuring things like time to detect, time to respond, and patch latency. So depending on your particular team's needs, you have to make sure that you're measuring weekly the different key performance indicators or even monthly or daily for your teams to success and ensure you are offering quality to your business. Real-world applications, case studies, analyzing success stories where data-driven decisions led to significant outcomes. Let's see this example. A major retail chain was experiencing overstock in some stores and stockouts in others, leading to lost sales and high carrying costs. The central challenge was to optimize inventory across all stores and reduce waste and ensure product availability. The company implemented a sophisticated inventory management system that used sales data, seasonality, and predictive analytics to forecast demand at each store. It also used real-time sales data to trigger automatic replenishments. The result was a 20% reduction in inventory cost, a 30% decrease in stockouts, and a significant improvement in customer satisfaction due to better product availability. Let's review this other example from an airline fuel cost optimization. A leading airline company was grappling with fluctuating fuel costs, which are a significant portion of operational expenses. The objective was to manage and predict fuel needs more accurately to reduce costs while maintaining safety and efficiency. The airline employed advanced analytics to optimize fuel consumption. By analyzing flight data, weather patterns, aircraft weight, and fuel prices, they created a predictive model for more precise fuel purchasing and loading strategies. The airline reduced fuel costs by 5%, leading to savings worth millions of dollars annually without compromising on flight safety and passenger comfort. Building a data-centric team involves cultivating a culture where data literacy and analytical thinking are valued and encouraged. Strategies for building a data-centric team. Techniques Part 1. Data literacy training. Conduct regular training sessions to improve the team's understanding of data concepts, tools, and analysis techniques. Provide access to online courses and workshops on data analytics and interpretations. Hiring for data skills. When recruiting, prioritize candidates with strong data skills or the willingness to develop them. Include data analysis tasks in the interview process to assess candidates' abilities. Practical application projects. Assign projects that require team members to use data to solve problems or identify opportunities. Encourage team members to present their findings, fostering a hands-on learning experience. Data-driven decision frameworks. Implement frameworks for decision-making that require data as the basis for any argument or proposal. Encourage team members to back their recommendations with data insights. Host knowledge sharing sessions. Organize regular meetings where team members can share insights and best practices related to data. Create a platform for the team members to ask questions and seek advice on data-related challenges. Analytical tools accessibility. Provide the team with access to data analysis tools and software that can help them visualize and interpret data. Offer training on how to utilize these tools effectively. Promote a questioning culture. Foster an environment where questioning and curiosity are encouraged, especially when it comes to interpreting data and reports. Challenge assumptions and encourage team members to seek data to support their positions. Promote a questioning culture. Pair less data proficient team members with data-savvy mentors. Use one-on-one coaching to address individual learning needs related to data literacy. Data-driven goals and key performance indicators. Set team and individual goals that are centered around data literacy improvements and analytical accomplishments. Track progress with key performance indicators that measure the application of data skills. Reward analytical achievements. Recognize and reward team members who successfully leverage data to make decisions or improve processes. Use these success stories as case studies to inspire others. Implementing data-driven decisions. Framework for applying data insights to leadership challenges. First, identify the challenge. Define the leadership challenge you are facing. Is it team performance, operational efficiency, market penetration? Second, data-relevant data. Internal metrics, employee feedback, customer service, financial reports. Third, analyze that data. Statistical analysis, trend analysis, or predictive modeling. Fourth, generate insights. What is the data telling you about the root causes, potential solutions, or the implications for your team? Then, decision making, ensuring the decision align with the data and the strategic objectives for your team. Develop a plan. This should include the specific steps, who is responsible to perform the plan, the timelines, and the resources needed. 7. Implement the plan, ensuring that everyone involved understands the role and the expectations. And finally, systematize the assessment to pivot based on ongoing data analysis and changing circumstances. Developing an action plan for data-driven transformation. First, clear targets. Define what a data-driven transformation looks like for your team. Tailor it. Assign roles and responsibilities. These include data collection, analysis, and implementation. Then, educate and train. Ensure your team has the necessary skills and knowledge to understand and use data effectively. This may involve training sessions or hiring new talent. Then, establish data processes. Set up process for data collection, analysis, and reporting that are regular and systematic. Communicate the vision. Create quick wins to build momentum and motivation. And finally, iterate and scale. Start with the small projects, learn from data decision making, and gradually scale up to more significant transformations. Finally, let's celebrate success. Recognize and celebrate when data-driven decisions lead to positive outcomes. This reinforces the value of a data-centric approach to build a data-centric culture. Thank you. See you soon.